Alberta just extended its freeze on the industrial carbon price into 2026. Big emitters in the province will keep paying $95 per ton of emissions instead of moving up to $110 like the federal schedule says. Here's the quick map of the fight. Canada lets provinces run their own carbon pricing for industry. They must keep pace with Ottawa's rising price, which is supposed to climb to $170 per ton by 2030. If a province falls behind, there's a federal backstop, basically a top-up that Ottawa can layer on to bring the total price back to the national minimum. Alberta's government says the freeze gives industry certainty and relief. The federal government, now under Prime Minister Mark Carney, has the option to step in and enforce the higher price. But will they? This isn't happening in a vacuum. Saskatchewan went even further earlier this year, dropping its industrial carbon price altogether. Ottawa didn't rush in there either. So Alberta is, in a sense, calling the bluff. Either Ottawa uses the backstop or maybe there isn't really a backstop. Experts are split on the politics but clear on the mechanics. Legally, Alberta can run its own system. The federal regime is like a toggle. Ottawa either flips on that top-up to get to the national price, or it doesn't. So what actually changes in the real world? At $95, Alberta's heavy industry pays less than it would under the federal path. Oil sands cement power. That can mean lower near-term costs and possibly more investment in projects that might have been marginal. But it also weakens the price signal to cut emissions, and it creates uncertainty for companies that plan long-term based on a predictable national schedule. Politically, the stakes are big. If Ottawa enforces the backstop, Alberta pays more and the national policy stays intact. Expect legal and rhetorical fireworks. If Ottawa doesn't enforce it, the precedent grows. The national floor looks optional and other provinces could follow. Premier Danielle Smith says she's talking with the Prime Minister about adjustments, arguing that pushing too fast to 2030 risks killing jobs and projects. Environmental groups are pushing the other way, saying the federal rate should be applied now to keep Canada's path to its climate targets credible. Here's how I'm watching this. Does Ottawa announce a top-up on Alberta for 2026? Do companies delay or accelerate decarbonization projects because of the freeze? And does Saskatchewan's move force Ottawa to make an example somewhere? By early 2026, we'll have an answer to the core question. Is Canada's industrial carbon price truly national, or is it a province-by-province negotiation? That decision won't just shape emissions. It will shape billions in investment jobs and the credibility of Canada's climate policy. I'll keep tracking it and break it down when the next shoe drops.